So I've had this book, Metaphysical Anatomy, for quite some time, and at first I was like really intrigued by it, and then afterwards it became just like another book in my library. But I recently picked it up again, and I decided to like check it out again because there are certain things that I really benefited from the first time reading this book and exploring it, because I don't think we should ever blame ourselves for our conditions. First of all, just to be very clear, I have a lot of compassion for people who deal with things like chronic illness or illness in general, and I'm not one to be like, well, you created it. I think that there's a lot more nuance and things that go on as it pertains to like spiritual reasons behind different illnesses or conditions. But what I really like about this is that like it helps me put things into perspective. So times when I feel like way more exhausted than I typically do, I like to turn to resources like this to be like, okay, are there any sort of old patterns that I'm starting to fall back into that my body might be trying to like communicate to me? Because like, although I don't think like, oh, I'm the cause and I'm the reason for why I'm sick, like again, I don't like subscribe to that. I like to see like, okay, maybe there's certain ways or things that I'm doing that are out of alignment with who I truly am, and this is like a good wake-up call. For example, what I'm about to read talks about like setting boundaries, making sure I set time for myself, other things amongst those. So I'm gonna read an excerpt about fatigue, which is appropriate since I'm in my bed with a stretchable pillowcase I've turned into a hair bonnet. And I'm also going to share some reflective questions. I'm not going to read all the reflective questions because there's quite a few here. But yeah, it is really interesting to see how like some of these questions can help you connect the dots. Let me get a quick sip of water. Let's begin. Okay, fatigue includes chronic fatigue syndrome. See adrenal problems, fibromyalgia, hypothalamus, leaking heart valve, lupus, malaria, menstrual problems, pineal gland problems, scurvy, sleep disorders, tremor. General overview. There are a few factors that might help to understand who develops CFS, which is chronic fatigue syndrome, out of many with stress and trauma. One simple factor is physical exhaustion and depletion. People suffering from CFS spend much of their lives feeling like they had to be on guard. It is almost as if there's a danger in their life that they cannot identify. Their adrenals worked too much, holding them in a constant state of fight or flight. The body can only withstand this behavior for a certain amount of time. CFS is a symptom of the body's depleted ability to respond to the constant state of threat. The body is often stuck in survival mode without the resources to maintain this state. The body's survival system immediately uses any energy that the body creates, meaning the benefit from rest is very short-lived. You feel overwhelmed with life and need a way out. You're still holding on to and investing energy into disappointments. Your resentment reminds you that unresolved injustices need to be corrected one day. You may feel disappointed with yourself because of missed opportunities. You do not want to face certain circumstances in your life anymore. The fatigue unconsciously gives you an alternative option to keep trauma from surfacing. You often land yourself in stressful circumstances and pour your whole heart into it until you don't have any driving force left. You do not exercise healthy boundaries, either with yourself or with others. You use your fatigue to express boundaries, especially when saying no to others' demands. Being tired allows you to turn others down without confrontation. You are a people pleaser and often get yourself overbooked with obligations. This leaves you feeling drained and resentful, as you just give without considering your needs. You may have experienced a family where they projected much control and dominance towards you, intending to manipulate and control you. You know you should never challenge or question influential people. An influential person receives all of your power because if not, the punishment of abandonment would follow. This is a cycle that has been repeating itself in every generation. You often attract partners that resemble dominant and controlling figures from your past. You keep recreating circumstances that make you feel like an influential person did during childhood. This often relates to feeling intimidated, scared, controlled, or suffocated. Your efforts never felt good enough, causing you to do things over and never receive payoff for your efforts. You have invested significant time attending to an influential person's needs, which depletes your energetic resources. You seek acknowledgement from someone who regularly rejects and devalues others. You often feel that you have already failed your goal before starting it. The more you try, the more you fail. This pattern is only feeding your low self-esteem, guilt, and shame of not feeling important enough. To please others, you ignore the pursuit of your own passions and goals. Other people's passions have become your passions. You are trying too hard to control circumstances that are out of your control. You try to control because it makes you feel safe. However, the power struggle has affected you mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. You seem to be stuck in a state of anxiety and stress. This may be because of being part of a family where success and your ability to please others will determine how much love and attention you receive. The anxiety and stress are related to a lack of love and nurturing. Because of poor personal boundaries, you inevitably attract unhealthy partners. You need to love that often overrides your gut instincts. This state of mind has taken a toll on your immune system, which could cause secondary illnesses to surface. This condition also surfaces when a person's about to make a big breakthrough in their career or step into a new phase. There's a great fear of change and fear of success. Fatigue often kicks in when you feel scared and lack the confidence to step in a new direction. Fatigue is an unconscious way of avoiding change. Okay, I'm just going to look at a few random questions. I'm not going to go in any particular order, and see if any of these questions maybe help you connect some of the dots in your own life. So, what and who do you need to avoid in your personal or professional life? Who is draining you? Why? And how does it make you feel? Pattern of depriving yourself of the good things in life. Explore who or what circumstances deprived you of these privileges. Why do you keep attracting circumstances that leave you feeling like you have nothing or no foundation to stand on? People expect too much of you. Why do you feel obligated to meet high standards? Do you have a fungus infection such as Candida? If yes, see the fungus section as well. Fatigue might be a secondary reason, or secondary problem. All right, and the last one is you have an unconscious fear of getting better. You feel that if you get healthy, you will get burnt out again. It is safer to be unhealthy. Explore this further and look for patterns in the immediate family and ancestry. Like I said, there's a lot more information in this book, a lot more questions, way more conditions than what I just read. I think I'll probably read about Candida next, because I think a lot of people have that issue or may be struggling with it. So just in case it helps anyone with any insights until they're ready to get the book themselves. Thank you.